What's up, Happiest Hour? It's me. It's Brendan. It's your host. Here I am. I'm here in with a in a weird camera, in a different room. What's even happening? What is going on? Don't worry. Don't freak out. I'm just in Michigan. I'm just out here doing something different. And but in order to provide you with a little bit more stability, here is Lancey Joe. What's up, buddy?
Hi.
Lancey, I'm telling the audience I'm here in Michigan, man. I decided to get
Yeah.
out of Chicago. I'm just sitting here in my visiting my parents, man, out in the Manistee, Michigan, right by the big lake. And they've got this tiny little
Yeah.
office. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is like basically my niece's room when she stays here. there's like a crib right next to me. It's like right there. There's like a baby changing table behind me. I've like regressed back to being an infant. Basically, this light makes me look. I don't think I've ever looked older, to be honest. I look like I look seriously like an adult because of this. Let me see if I can adjust this thing a little bit. Hey, there we go.
Yeah, that looks good. Where'd Brendan go? Now it's
hey.
young Brendan.
Yeah, right. Now I'm looking fine. Hopefully.
I'm at my parents' house too. I'm broadcasting live from the living room right now while my mom plays Candy Crush or whatever game she's playing over there on her iPad. So I'm not going to be cussing today. I'm not going to be talking about sex things. My mom is eyeballing me right here, and she's not too happy because I turned off her Dr. Phil. This is going to be a challenging episode.
Just to try to keep it quiet for this extremely meaningful audio.
Yes. Well, she's been in there shredding papers all day like she's Hillary Clinton. I don't know what's going on.
What is she doing, man? Is she just trying to get rid of the paper trail when she runs for office here? She could go up against any Republican in Memphis right now and probably win, man.
The most liberal people get around here with the political ads is Trump is not right all the time. He's not right 100% of the time. People are like, "Whoa, that's liberal. You're getting out there, buddy."
Hey, hold on a second. You talking about Donald Trump? You don't think he's right all the time? Yeah, man, I don't think he was right at all when he fired Omarosa. I feel like that was a real problem. Can you believe she worked in his administration? Think about that. What were her qualifications, man? She worked the hardest.
He fires the entire staff. He fires the entire staff every few weeks.
Dude, it like always feels
a snake shedding its skin.
Yeah, the mooch. That was the big one. Was like when the mooch got fired, people started measuring the time that others were working in terms of mooches. Yeah, man, he's been here for 6 months. He's been here like 8.5 mooches.
It's like one Bitcoin, one whole mooch.
I just find that so incredibly hilarious. I'm attempting to share this thing right now.
I feel for Trump like that. In that situation, I feel for him because I'm a famous comedian, and I have a lot of people mooching off me, riding my coattails, trying to get to that $120 I earned last year. They're not going to get to it, Brendan. That's what the government knows about. It's more really in the 135 range.
You looking forward to these Republican checks that are coming out again?
The checks are they coming by your house and like checking to make sure that
No, I mean you know what I'm talking about. They got the checks, the Republican checks coming. They're everybody's making $1,200, chilling.
I just thought you meant they were coming like door to door, like we're checking to make sure y'all are all Republican in here.
No, we want to make sure y'all are here. That's what I think. That's why Trump is sending his his people, the 150 Homeland Security people are coming around to just make sure that you're going to vote for him in the fall. The New York Times reported today that Trump, this is what it's saying. I don't know if this is real or not, but it's saying that Trump apparently, he was talking to Xi Jinping and he wanted to have Chinese relations like do well just because he wanted to get elected in the fall. And he told China, he's like, yeah, you guys should do a deal with us because I'll be elected and that'll be a lot better for you guys as if I'm president than if, some Democrat gets elected. And I thought, man, That's like, I wonder if that's normal or if that's not normal. You know what I mean? Because they're treating it like it's not normal. And I kind of feel like every president probably does that.
Well, I feel like the New York Times, though, is going to treat everything like it's not normal if it comes to Trump.
Yeah, that's true. Just treat this guy like he's like completely bizarre.
They flew off the handle the other day because he put his toilet paper over instead of under.
What?
They lost their minds.
Wait, that's where I was supposed to go, is over instead of under. Do you put your toilet paper on so it goes under?
That's what I said. But the New York Times lost their mind about it.
That feels like a crazy Dr. Seuss style, like, there's unders and overs and them there toilet paper all overs. Like, it just feels like that's like a real dividing line amongst people. How's the South? How's Memphis? I should ask you.
It's muggy right now, but there's an impending storm. So once that comes through, it'll either get more muggy or less. We're not sure, but something's going to happen tonight.
Oh boy, man, that's some edge of your seat stuff. I drove up here to Michigan yesterday, and I drove through a giant storm, man, and it was pretty hyphy for a minute. I'm gonna have to tomorrow when we do this live stream. Yeah, it was hyphy. Tomorrow when we do this live stream, I have to send you this thing, man, because I drove through the storm and I kept thinking this might be it. This might be the end. Like, it was not looking. 2020 is delivering all kinds of stuff left and right, and I'm talking about like a cloud that looked like a hand coming down to like grab the earth. Like, that's what it looked like. I was like, shit, the Lord has returned, and this is how he decided to do it. It was just show up, fly down.
Yeah, the Weather Channel. Anderson Cooper's out there, standing in 2 foot of 2 foot of water.
The man's he goes outside in a hurricane. He wants to give you the weather. I'm like, we get it, Anderson. I see the debris. You know what I mean? I don't need Anderson Cooper outside. As you can see, it's quite windy. You're like, God damn, Anderson. Go home to your husband and adopted kid, They want you. We need more we need you. We need you around, Anderson.
You're going to get into some hot water with the Illuminati if you keep talking crap.
Oh, he's a good guy, that guy. Do you remember what was the one where? Do you remember years ago there was a hurricane, and who was the guy? Al Roker. Al Roker was out in the hurricane, and he like blew down, like he blew away. Like he was outside in Florida, yeah, and he was like just there, and then he blew away, and they had to go get him, and you could hear him from his microphone. He was like. Flying away.
They started reeling the microphone back in.
I can't, you know what I mean? What are the credentials to be a meteorologist, honestly? Like, a television meteorologist. I don't mean a real meteorologist who actually sits somewhere in the national NOAA in Boulder, Colorado, and actually works out what's going on in the weather. I mean, like, a television meteorologist who just stands there and points at a green screen. Here's the clouds, and they're going this way.
Well, I'll tell you the credentials on Fox News. You just have to be blonde. That's it.
If you've got 2 X chromosomes, blonde hair, and blue eyes, and you have no scruples, you too could be a Fox News anchor. Do you mind twirling in a tiny dress in front of old white men? Well, you too can have a career on Fox News.
My mom is totally checked out now. She is totally checked out of this conversation. At first, she was listening.
Well, her and our other viewers, our other 2 viewers. I don't think anybody's. We really do not have a lot of people watching tonight, which is fine. That's okay. We were a little late.
We got kind of a late start because there was a national comedy hold up. They paused everything in comedy to reset everything.
There was a moment. There was a national comedy moment. There was a moment of silence, and Lancey and I were needed. This is, of course, the Happiest Hour, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 3:30 Pacific, 11:30 GMT. We're glad you're with us if you are. And this was an impromptu. I feel like we need to get back into the rhythm. We had a good rhythm going for a while. Pete Weishaupt, of course, checking in, saying how we're doing. I was supposed to be in Chicago for a little bit longer, but decided to roll out to Michigan. And we'll probably talk about why tomorrow, I'm thinking, something like that. I mean, this was just going to be a little catch-up because we knew we were going late. I was out on a run, trying to run away from my problems. That's how you get into run. You know, it's funny because when you start turning, if you're a man, if you're a white man specifically in your 30s, you really have to get into endurance sports. I think it's like a requirement for some reason. They're like people when you pass, like when you turn 32, they give you a little pamphlet that says now you're getting into endurance sports, and then it gives you a little dialogue to talk about bicycles and running shoes and things like this. So.
And how to safely shave your chest.
Yeah, how to exactly. How do you shave your nipples? A guide for the perplexed. And I think part of the reason you get into endurance sports is because you want to run away from your problems, which is what I feel like I'm kind of doing a little bit.
That's what we're all doing.
I think that's what we're all doing, but I feel like I sometimes wonder, am I running away from being an adult? Should I actually just, like my Midwest forebears before me, settle down and, buy a house, impregnate a lady with whom I am married, and then gain 30 pounds and die in my early 60s of a heart attack? That's what I think the plan, a well-trod path, has been beaten in that direction. And, here I am. Who am I to question it, really? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a flawless system.
Well, the only flaw is that, you actually, I can't think of one.
Well, they pitched that idea to me at a high school job fair.
I was gonna say, actually, the only flaw I can think of is the massive offset, the massive, externalized cost is just horrible treatment of women and minorities. That's the only thing that I can imagine is a problem with that life plan.
That's probably it as far as how it goes.
But otherwise,
how old you say the plan allows you to live?
It's early 60s, I think. You know what I mean? Late 50s, early 60s. There's a whole generation of men who, especially in the Midwest, who grew up where the life plan was after high school, you get a job at the local factory, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you work until you die of a heart attack at 55. There's a whole generation of men that's the entire, after high school, you don't exercise, you don't run, you just go to the bar after work, you come home, drunkily have sex with your wife, who will readily get pregnant and have another child. You complain about the government, you vote Republican, you die in your 50s. There was a whole generation of men. That was the life plan. You know what I mean? When they thought of Social Security, that's what they were thinking about. They were like, you're going to be out of here at 55. You're smoking and drinking.
Well, is there any way that you can opt out at some point around 55 and get your Corvette and just cash out at that point?
If you're not dead at 56, I think you get a Corvette. If you chose that life
They
plan.
just send you a Corvette.
They just send you one. When you're on the game of life, if you get to 56, your tiny little car just turns into a Corvette. That's how you know you're a white dude, a middle class white dude. Is that you know what I mean? I could be like, give me the details of his life. What car did he drive in his mid 50s? And if somebody was like, oh, easily, it's a Corvette, I'd be like, white. And they'd be like, nailed it.
I had a friend of mine that had a Corvette when we were like 25. And I was like, you're getting your midlife crisis out of the way quickly because you've got a Corvette. Your girlfriend is 19. Everything is, you're just going ahead and doing this. What are you going to do when you're 60? You're getting all this, you're doing too much.
You got to save something. What are you going to do? That's a dude he's going to, in his 60s, he's going to do something really bizarre. He's going to start like knitting or like doing something. He's going to start co-opting other people's old elderly habits because he already got his out of the way, you know?
Yes.
That was me putting on some Burt's Bees, by the way. You got to sneakily do that. You can't, as a man, there's no good way to put on lip balm. It's not possible. I can't be like, pardon me, let me just.
That might be a good business idea.
Manly lip
A good
balm.
business idea would figure out a way to put lip balm on, like package it a certain way where it looks like manly or something.
Yeah, right. Well, Duke Cannon has a lip balm for men, and it's like a big. It's fucking enormous. It's like, you know, 5 of these wrapped around each other, and it's like really long. So it's like a huge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like it's
That
supposed
might be
to.
worse.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Like you're like, is that lip balm or is that supposed to, or is that ass balm? Like what where is this supposed to go on my body?
I think a good manly way to get lip balm on your lips is put it on an apple first and then eat the apple, all arrogant, you know?
There's only one good way to get lip balm on your lips, and that's to make out with 5 women who have lip balm on their lips. That's the only way for you to do it. You make out with more than one woman, and that's the only way. I think that's the only appropriate way to do it. You know what I mean? There's only one way to do it, and that's to get
like that.
That's to get lip balm onto your face via a stripper's pussy. That's the only way to do it.
Oh my.
I think having a dog lick your face with it is.
Hour.
Yeah, the happiest hour. I think having a dog lick your face is probably good.
That one.
I said that. I knew your mother wouldn't be able to hear it. I don't think my parents are watching, so they're in the other room. That's probably why
heard you from the room.
Yeah, it's probably why our viewership is so low, is both of our parents are spoken for here, you know?
Yeah.
What updates, what life updates can we not talk about? Because we got some that we can't talk about. Do you have any you want to talk about or can't, or you don't have to? I don't want to. I just was curious if you're open to talking about them.
Well, it's not anything that I think would halter the development of it. I'm just very superstitious. I feel like if I announce something before it's like real.
You can't count your chickens before they hatch. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's fair. I think that's real. I think in the world of sales, like in the world of sales, all the teams get angry at me that I've worked at because they'll be like, "Oh man, you're going to make it happen, right?" And I'll be like, "We'll see." And they're like, "What do you mean? You got to be confident." And I'm like, "No, I'm confident. I'm just also aware that anything can happen, you know?"
Right.
Like the next time I move to New York, locusts. Fucking count on it. You know what I mean? There's an asteroid's gonna hit the Earth. Like, I'm afraid a nuclear bomb might actually be fired at New York the next time I move there. I think it might be like God is gonna be like, no, it's done now. Like you can't. I'll probably survive, but New York will be gone. And like,
right. Mm-hmm.
It'll just be like,
you're
finished.
Back in Michigan, and everybody else is going to be like, "Why, Brendan? Why do you keep doing this?"
Why does my narrative have to go this way? You know, why? I didn't choose this. Oh, it chose me. Damn it! Yeah, it's like we'll see. We'll see what happens. But there definitely is like a conspiratorial, thing to try to keep me away from that city, I think, in one way or another. But I don't know. Other people are there successfully.
It definitely involves JFK Jr., that's for sure.
Boy, that's something I haven't thought about in a while. Flying over to Martha's Vineyard. You know what I mean? That poor family. You know what I mean? Come on. How much tragedy can one family deal with just because the grandfather sold weapons to the Nazis? You know?
Is that true?
Yeah, it's totally true.
Well, this shirt is Hugo Boss, so don't say anything.
Oh man, it like translated. He definitely designed great uniforms. I mean, the Nazis were the kings of style. You know,
Sharp,
certainly
sharp-looking fellas.
Sharp-looking dudes. And that's the only good thing you can say about them.
Well, you could also say they had an aggressive, like, language pattern.
Yeah. Well, German. It's funny because I actually really enjoy speaking and listening to German. That if it's spoken like softly, like I'm thinking, I dated a German woman for a while, so having a German woman say like talk to you very softly in a bar, and she's like whispering things to you, that's great. That's like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why isn't that in more movies about Germans?
Right.
You know, mostly they're all portrayed as bad guys, but you know, German women with questionable morals, you know, who have don't have a culture in which chastity is a virtue. That's that. I mean, come on, you know.
This brings us back to the lip balm application that that we were speaking of.
Lip Bama. That was the next president I wanted to vote for. Not a funny joke. Not a very good
lip balm.
Apocalypse bomb. Oh, that's it. We just came up with it right here. You heard it on the Happiest Hour. Apocalypse bomb. That's the men's lip balm. SPF so powerful it will stop an atomic bomb's blast.
Right.
It'll moisturize your lips through the apocalypse.
Next time Brendan goes to New York, everyone get out their apocalypse bomb and
apocalypse bomb. This is such a good idea. This is great. It'll be one side will be a tiny shovel and a knife. You know, it'll be like a Swiss Army. It'll be like 3 or 4 different things in one, and just one of it is like a lip balm.
Right.
I think the only way that men can actually apply lip balm is have you seen those little tins? It's like you take the top off the tin and then you rub your finger and then you go like
oh
this.
Yeah.
I think that's okay because this
that's
looks
true.
like this looks like I'm thinking.
Right. It would work really well if you had a hook for a hand. Like that would be manly.
Just blood coming out of your lips. Well, I think it worked. I believe it worked. Yeah, that's quite a visual. Apocalypse balm.
Vision.
Apocalypse
quite a vision
balm.
you have.
Lip balm so strong it will stop the apocalypse. It'll have like really intense flavors, like the lip balm with the flavor of 30,000 Cheetos. It'll all be. Did you see? Can I tell you something? Did you see that there was a guy who loves Cheetos so much? This was on Reddit that he tattooed his fingers to look like he had permanent Cheeto dust. Did you see that? That's like what a great way to get uninvited to everything. You know what I mean? Like everybody, I don't want you in my house if I think you got Cheeto dust on your hands. You fucking slacker idiot. I'm surprised that guy had enough impetus to make the money to pay for a tattoo. That guy loves Cheetos so much he wants to tattoo Cheeto dust on his hand. How does that guy have any planning or initiative or get anything done in his life? Cheetos are for one kind of person.
Was it on both hands or
just on the one hand? You can't eat. You don't get Cheeto dust on both hands. What? Are you crazy?
Well, who is this guy we're talking about? Maybe he does. You know, that guy for sure is a candidate for somebody who would eat Cheetos two-handed.
No, one hand is to hold the bag open as you go after the Cheetos. You know what I mean?
You don't pour them into a dish?
No. Nobody who eats Cheetos owns a dish, Lancey. Nobody who eats Cheetos thinks a step ahead about how they're going to eat the Cheetos.
You could I guess you could probably hollow out an old Mountain Dew can or something and use that as a dish.
The only reason somebody would be doing anything to a Mountain Dew can if it was around while they were eating Cheetos, is to turn it into a bong to smoke weed out of. That's the only thing that anybody would be doing. And because the only time these people have initiative is when they go, fuck, I want to smoke weed and I don't have anything to smoke weed out of. That's it. They got the weed. They don't want to. And if you're eating Cheetos, you don't go, how am I going to eat the Cheetos? You go, oh, I got Cheetos. I guess I'm not going to kill myself today. That's the only.
Right.
I used to be such a Cheeto eater. Also, I used to
I
eat a lot
really
of
like the
Cheetos.
Flamin' Hot ones.
Yeah,
I never really got into the
I really
regular.
liked the Flamin' Gay ones when I was younger. Flamin' Gay Cheetos. Taste the rainbow. Flamin' Gay Cheetos have RuPaul's cum dust on them, actually, is what they taste like.
We have lost every viewer that we might have had now. Any potential viewer, they're gone. You're out of here.
I thought my Methodist church was going to tune into this one. And
we are not. We're broadcasting from Michigan and Mississippi here. This is what it looks like.
hey, did you grow up going to church, Lancey?
Yes.
What denomination were you guys?
WWE. But back in those days, it was called WWF before the.
That was right. I remember when
stepped
it was WWF. It was the World Wrestling Federation. Then it just became World Wrestling Entertainment, I guess.
Well, because the WWF is the environmental people.
What?
World Wildlife
Fund.
So
Were people getting that confused? That's.
I think they owned the name first, and then they were like, "Wait, no one takes us seriously anymore."
That's hilarious. No, but for real, did you grow up going to which denomination in church?
Southern Baptist.
My grandmother is and was Southern Baptist. She always took us to Brightmoor Tabernacle in Brighton, Michigan. Brightmoor Tabernacle, and there would be people speaking in tongues and shaking. There'd be people shaking with the Spirit of the Lord.
Are you sure that's Southern Baptist?
Yeah, that or epileptic. I'm not sure which denomination it might be. Yeah, I mean, it was a Southern Baptist church. It just happened to be in Michigan, and I remember going a lot when we were kids. And it was intense, man.
Yeah, because I've never been to a Southern Baptist church where they like speak in tongues or anything like that. Or did you say there were snakes?
There were not snakes. I think I would remember snakes. I probably would have noped out if there were snakes. Or actually, I take that back. At 8 years old, I might have been like, you know what? This is pretty fucking cool. There's snakes. There's a guy up there. He's got a whole bunch of snakes. And I just found out I can drink wine. This is pretty sweet. Dude,
that's
church
what you
is
want,
the
a drunk
best.
8-year-old.
There's people dancing. There's people seasoned. There's the guy with snakes. I'm drinking some wine.
Yeah, at my church, there was no snakes. There was no speaking in tongues. There was no dancing for sure. There was no wine.
Yeah.
None of this.
What? That doesn't sound fun.
Exactly.
What was there?
Just like there's like a lot of Bible reading and pews.
Nice. Pews, I mean, good woodworking. That's cool. That's pretty hip. You can build a religion around woodworking. Actually, technically, Christianity is a religion built around woodwork. A woodworker, anyway.
My Jewish is a woodworking boss.
That's pretty good recovery. That was funny.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just went with it. I was like, well, I messed it up now.
you rolled with it, man. I'm glad we did this today. I was this close to not doing this, and I thought, you know what? I should do it anyway. This is my favorite thing to do. Sort of at the end of the day is hang out and do the happiest hour. So it's a good
You
time.
thought to yourself, you thought YOLO. You thought to yourself, YOLO.
Yeah, I did. I did. I only live once. I only live one time. Do I want to spend the next 45 minutes just being like, buh, dumb, buh? Or do I want to get on and talk with Lancey about lip balm and snakes at church? Fuck yeah, I want to talk about lip balm and snakes. It just sounds awesome. You know?
I just
what a
had
way
the,
better
the
time.
vision of putting lip balm on a snake. I think that would be pretty cool. Put lip balm on a snake.
The snake doesn't have lips, right? Plus, he's
I
always
mean, it's
licking
got
his
the
lips.
end of it.
He's always licking them.
Oh, yeah. That's why they're chapped. You keep licking them.
You fucking dumbass snake.
That
If I had
makes
a
no
snake-
sense when you're a kid.
If I had a pet snake
Yeah.
that was like, I would just let it slither around the apartment, and all the time I would go catch, and I would throw things to it. I mean, a snake has no idea, but I think that would be hilarious.
It would only catch like mice if you threw those. That's the only thing it would try to play along with.
And then the mice would probably get away, to be honest. I'd go catch, and then the mouse would hit the ground and just run, and then I'd have a bunch of mice running around my apartment.
Then you're gonna have to get more snakes to get rid of the mice.
Ugh. Right? Then then I'm gonna be on an episode of Hoarders on A&E. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna. Have you watched that show, by the way, ever?
Yes, and I love that it's on A&E. It's so artistic and entertaining. I love those two. I love the combination of art and entertainment all in one place.
And a house with files stacked to the ceiling from the 1970s. You know what I mean? Oh my God, that show is it's so depressing.
I've watched it before, but only for a few minutes. I can't hang with that.
That's the modern equivalent of when medieval people went to go watch an execution. Like they would go see it, and they would be like, "I'm glad I'm not him," and then they would go home and feel great. You know, I'm so glad I'm not that piece of shit. And then that's what people now watch. I don't know what's artistic or entertaining about it either, but you know,
Dude, that's a solid joke right there. That's a good one. You need to do that bit.
At least I did something productive today.
Definitely. Also, My 600-Pound Life or whatever. That's the similar style show.
Same thing, 18 and counting, whatever, the 17 and counting, the show about the woman whose uterus is a factory. That one is she just pumping kids out left and right. At what point do you go, hey, this is uncivilized, you know?
That's what that show is. I thought that was about like someone who was 18 and pregnant.
No, 16 and pregnant was on MTV about 16-year-olds who were pregnant, and that was
and
then
18 and counting.
18 and counting is about one woman who's in her, I don't know how old she is now, has had 18 children. And that's like...
Yeah. She's like, how could I be negligent in this situation? What's the quickest route to negligence?
How do you keep them straight? 18 children. There's no way you can remember all of them. There's no way, you know? There's not enough hours in the day to be a parent to these children. Look at this guy. This dude's fielding a whole football team. Like
that would be good. Now they're working on a second team so they can play each other.
Oh, boy.
They've been relegated to basketball all these years. They're trying to go for football.
If they had just put a Paca lipstick on where on the tip of his penis, all this would be over. You can't. That's the claim to fame.
Alpaca lip balm.
Oh man, my favorite Latin American actor is Al Pacino. He is a great actor. My favorite. Let me tell you something. My favorite Latin American boxer is Manny Pacquiao. He is just
He's good.
Two stupid jokes, man. I will quit bothering you and your mother in your living room with this thing. We should probably wind up because it was just a short one today. But I'll be back with a better setup.
Can you please
tomorrow.
get a Tupac? Can you get a Tupac joke in, please? Tupac, alpaca, Tupaca, Tupac. I can't do it.
Tupaca.
Al Tupaca. Oh, that's my favorite. You've heard of Louis Pasteur. That's his cousin, his lesser known brother, Al Pasteur.
A lot of people think that the Middle East is only full of terrorist organizations, but there's one that changed its tune. It went from being a terrorist organization to making the finest rugs, and it is it's not Al Qaeda, it's alpaca, and they have done a great job. So stupid. All right, here's a great joke to end on. This was told to me by my chemistry teacher in like 11th grade. But he goes, did you hear that there was almost a terrorist incident at London Heathrow Airport today? And the whole class was like, what? And he's like, yeah, it was really serious. It's amazing. But the police stopped them because they weren't from Al Qaeda. They were from a different terrorist organization called Al Jabra, and they were carrying weapons of math instruction. I was like, God damn it. I was like, that is so stupid and funny. And like,
I think it would be funny if you set that joke up like my 11th grade teacher told me this, and then just tell the dirtiest joke that you've
the worst. Just he told the aristocrats in front of the and then the mom is shitting down the daughter's face. Like, it's just the worst. Oh boy. All right, buddy. I should get rolling over here. I'm gonna go drink some homemade cider. That's what I'll be having tomorrow on this show. We're gonna have this will be a real production tomorrow. We should probably actually get a guest on here also, and start lining that up again. But life has been weird. Life has been weird for us. Couple of guys over here. Life's been all over the place. Hopefully, you guys are doing okay. Watching this. I love that my cousin Sarah's like, that is such a teacher joke. It is a teacher joke. Oh, by the way, we got a whole bunch of Pete was watching. I somehow missed all of your comments. I'm so sorry, man. Pete Weishopped. I love sup, fellas. Watch it. I run the Illuminati. I think Pete might run the Illuminati, actually. I think Pete might actually run the Illuminati. I'm going to go out
There's
on
a good chance of that.
He's a imposing figure. He cuts an imposing figure, that man. Tristan also liked this. I'm glad he checked it out. We should come back. We'll do something fun tomorrow. Looking forward to talking with you. I'm glad everybody's around, and you could spend some time with us. Meanwhile, take it easy, and we will see you on the next one. Take it easy. Good talking with you, Lance. Bye.
Bye.